You are into some weird shit.
No, it's Dr. Phil isn't weird.
Fuck! Are you high?
Right now, my
God.
I can't get on this stool without my underwear jacking up.
All the people I want to hear talk about jacking it, you are not even close
It's
to the...
okay, it's
You're not even
creeping.
close to the
It's
top fucking 20. I just
creeping.
want you to know that.
It's creeping up.
Oh, you are so not even fucking...
It's creeping up. I'm sorry, I won't say jacket anymore. I'll say creeping.
Please don't.
Are we? Oh God, are we recording?
You are
Oh
going
my
to
God.
ruin one of the best fucking pastimes
I don't wanna-
known to man.
I don't want to ruin that pastime for you. I'm sorry.
I gotta. I wonder if I can get this spliced into this. See if there's some way to. Does this even have volume on there? I gotta get the.
I think you think these stools are comfortable. They are not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're like it's like chrome metal.
They're just comfortable enough to keep people around for a little while until they get uncomfortable enough, and then you leave.
Do we have new theme music? Is this our new theme music? I'm liking it.
Oh my God! I'll have to dub it in. I used to listen to these guys all the time. Mama's Boys. Crazy Daisy's House of Dreams, man.
Is this some band you found in California when you lived there?
No, I used to listen to these guys in high school.
It's like a real band?
Yeah.
Or is it like a garage band?
No, it's a real band. Mama's Boys.
is
You never
the-
heard of
is
Mama's
the-
Boys?
Is the lead singer Richard Simmons? Because that's what he looks like. Or is that Mama? Is that Mama?
No, I mean that's just the cover art.
It's Richard Simmons.
Okay, you just fucking ruined a band for me.
I'm just sorry.
Something happened. Something happened in the show with Ahsoka. There was something that made me think of Daisy. I heard something that was Daisy, and for no freaking reason, 40 years after I probably last heard that, at least 30, all of a sudden I was like, oh, Crazy Daisy's House of Dreams.
Oh, well, okay.
And so I literally wrote it down.
Oh, how
And
nice.
it was like, I couldn't remember the song. I couldn't remember how it went. I didn't remember who did it. Yeah, Mama's Boys. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, hey.
So that was just my little, that's not my pop thing, but that's my,
Well.
that
I'd
shows
like
you
to-
how weird memory is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear Daisy in Ahsoka. I don't know where you're getting that from, but whatever.
No
I
idea.
mean,
No idea what it was. I mean, something made me think of something.
yeah, memories are interesting. Well, should we
Crazy Daisy's House of Dreams.
should we greet
Is
our
this
audience?
Is this our opening?
Should we greet our audience?
Opening. This is the intro babble.
Yeah, well, okay. We don't need to tell people what our notes look like.
I think it's, in the interest of full transparency, it's a real.
We're still catching on to the new format. Would like to welcome our audience
People
back.
don't trust anybody anymore. So I think we need to develop that trust.
I'm ready to start actual, not
I'm
intro
sorry.
babble, introductions.
I'm sorry. 2 minutes.
I'm
Go.
ready. I'm ready to welcome our audience
We've got 2
back
minutes.
to Trophies
We've
Are
got
for
2
Winners,
minutes.
and my name is Nancy.
And I am Juan Pierre yet again.
No.
Scott. Juan Pierre.
Okay. Well, I don't know. For all you folks out there, that band called Mama's Boys, and you look at that album cover, look it up. It looks like Richard Simmons.
It's just a single cover. That's all.
It looks like Richard Simmons, big
Oh, my
time.
God. And
And I love Richard Simmons, so I'm pleased to see him on that album cover.
I don't.
Well, damn you.
Actually, the best one they did was Mama, We're All Crazy Now. You ever heard this one?
Well, of course I've heard that song.
That's Mama's Boys.
Oh, I thought that was Quiet Riot.
No.
Really?
Hello.
Didn't Quiet Riot remake that song?
No.
Well, okay.
Mama, we're all crazy now. She faints.
Wow.
I'm going to have to record it in the actual song here. My whiskey like you do.
Okay, so all my life I thought this was sung by Quiet Riot, and I am clearly wrong.
Still do. Oh my God. Now, come on. Now, come on. That's right. That's right.
You better shut this off before this band sues us. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they are all coked out by 94.
Yeah, that's a great song. I tell you what, I really was wrong about that. Are they a one-hit wonder?
Well, they just had 2 right there.
Okay, never mind.
I think they're
They can still, if they have 2, they can still be the one-hit wonder. They can. It's
by definition, that does not work.
Can we call it a flash in the pan?
Flash in the pants.
Flash in the 80s.
Flash in the pantsuit.
Flash in the
Flash in the
pants.
pantsuit.
Okay.
Okay,
and it's not a pantsuit in the 80s. It was, what do they call those? They were...
The jumpsuit things with the belt? With
the parachute pants. Yes.
Oh, no, I'm not thinking those. I'm thinking the
pants.
actual jumpsuits that had like a zippered front and had a front belt with a little buckle that latched.
Like a romper? Or a romper.
I guess if you're British. No, actually, rompers in the UK are sweaters, now that I think about it.
Oh, so
like this would be a romper in the UK.
Jesus. Sorry.
Jesus is not with you. Man.
Okay. All right. So let's have you start off the pop topic this evening the pop culture topic, because you said you had something. You got one.
I have one thing.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
So I was out of town and driving back to town. That'd be yesterday, I do believe. Right? Today is so yesterday.
Yeah, it's kind of, you don't know what timeline we're in because we just watched Loki.
No, I'm just thinking, because I left town on Tuesday and came back on Wednesday, and it was on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, the House of Representatives in the United States conducted a vote and did something that never before done in the history of this country. Mm-hmm. They've had a vote on it before, but it failed in 1910 or 1810. But this is the first time they've ever had a vote and didn't expel, but fired the fired the...
Spit it out, dude.
I can't talk.
Speaker of the House?
Speaker of the House.
Oh, I didn't think we'd get political on this.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Right,
I'm just...
yeah,
right now, all I'm doing is stating facts.
It's kind of a big deal. That's the first time in history it's happened.
Yep. And the guy who lost his speakership was an individual by the name of Kevin McCarthy.
Uh-huh. And it was on National Kevin Day, wasn't it?
And it occurred on National Kevin Day.
That's right.
You fucking...
I got it.
You took my pop topic. I fucking hate you.
Hey, don't hate me.
What's this button do? Yeah, that's too good for you.
It's romper music, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I scooped you on that. I had never heard of National Kevin Day until a few days ago when someone said, Kevin McCarthy got ousted on National Kevin Day.
The irony is just, it's like a story that writes itself.
It does. Well, and is it just me, or do they pick the absolute worst pictures of that Matt Gaetz guy to put on TV? Because he looks...
No, there's not a good picture of him. Every one of them, he looks kind of like a rabid 4-year-old that hasn't had his Jello pops.
Yeah, he looks just like he's just always snarling his face up. He looks like...
It's because when you see him, he's not, snorting blow off a hooker's boob, which is what he normally does.
He looks like that nasty Chet guy on Weird Science. That's what he looks like. He's Chet for Weird Science.
And the big bubbling mass of goo at the very...
Yeah, he looks like the bubbling mass goo. Yeah. But what's really sick about this whole thing is some people are upset that they got rid of Kevin McCarthy, and I thought, isn't that what everybody wanted?
It was 6 MAGAs that wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And it's his own fault. Yeah,
but the real creepy thing is that they're saying that someone from the outside could come in and be the Speaker of the House, and I think that's absolute bull crap, because maybe the Speaker of the House should come from the House of Representatives and nobody else. It's got to be a member. But
it doesn't say in the Constitution it has to be a member. It just simply says that the House of Representatives will select their speaker.
It's just ridiculous.
I think even a fucking 12-year-old could decipher that the intent behind there is that they would elect their speaker from their body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this is the House of Representatives will elect their speaker.
We're hoping so.
Well, of course, that means it's from the House of Representatives. It doesn't mean you went down to your local fucking closed Sears and pulled some fucking tire monkey out of the auto shop that just got done doing an oil change to see if he wants to be the speaker. Of course, it's supposed to be from the House of Representatives. But That's what happens when you have a certain group of people in power that like
Chet.
to twist everything.
When we got
you
Chet.
got Chet.
We got Chet. Yeah.
Chet. So anyway,
Well,
my pop thing was very apolitical, and it was just the irony of Kevin Day.
I loved
But
it.
you had to turn this into some sort of libtard,
Well, that's what I
fight.
do. That's what I do. Well,
Yeah.
okay. You get to join me on the libtard platform if that's what you're calling me. You're right up there with me.
No, I wasn't calling you a libtard. I just called.
I liked your Kevin Day thing, and I am sorry I ruined it just because I was excited and knew what it was.
Look at this entire piece of paper. I had one thing on there. National Kevin Day.
very
You
true.
fucking ruined it.
Well, I got two things on here. We had the on ABC the debut of the Golden Bachelor, the oldest bachelor to be on the program. He's turning 72 today.
Is this about the older woman with the big saggy tits?
Yes. Well, so let's just say
Who
they.
said, I just wanted him to be. I just wanted him to be soft.
I just need him to be vulnerable. That's what I can't wait to hear.
Did she give him a diamond encrusted pillbox full of blue little pills?
Yeah. Well, here, let me tell you. So the thing I wanted to watch on the first episode was to find out who the youngest ones were, because I thought they would throw in at least a 50-year-old, right? Go 20 years younger. Well, they didn't. They age ranged the ladies from 70 to 84. But turns out the one woman that came through that was 84 years old was kind of a joke. It was Jimmy Kimmel's aunt. His aunt that shows up on his TV show every once in a while. So they kind of made a joke out of that, which I didn't really care for too much. She was a very funny woman. I would have liked to have seen her continue on a couple more episodes.
She's lonely.
No, she apparently told her nephew, Jimmy Kimmel, I want you to make arrangements for me to meet the Golden Bachelor and come out of the limo. And so it was all just a big setup. But the rest of the women on there.
Who knew that Jimmy Kimmel wielded such power?
Yeah, well, ABC, I'm sure he's got a lot of power. It's his network. But I felt like those ladies were really randy. They were like ready to go. They were making some sexualized comments. Some of them were braless. I mean, and you called it.
They're all just happy about surviving menopause alive.
You called it. One of them had like super saggy tits, and she didn't have them. She did not have them caged up in that episode.
Well,
They're
none of them should have. If any of them were perky, then you know which ones are fake.
There are some people strapped into what I would consider armor from the Xena set, but there were others that just had saggy boobs. So
all right, I'm getting sick.
All right, okay. Well, then I'll transition on to my last pop culture announcement, which is...
Let me see if I can fuck that one up for you, too.
Okay, you can fuck it up for me if you want.
I'm going to try.
J.J. Abrams is...
Made the best Star Trek ever and way better than Wrath of Khan dog shit. How's that?
How are we back at that? J.J. Abrams is rebooting the movie Krull. Do you remember that?
I think that's one of those movies that I just guaranteed that I would not go to just because the movie poster looks so stupid.
Well, it was in the 80s.
Wasn't there like some kind of fist or weapon with some goofy little
it's like
thingy.
a really big ninja flying star. It's called a glaive. It's spelled Glaive. It's a 5-pointed like weapon called a glaive, and that's what most people like about this movie is that it's got this super cool weapon, and that's pretty much it. Set on it's sort of a science fiction fantasy set in the 80s. An alien warlord kidnaps a princess and they all go try to get her. But let me tell you, a couple of the people from this show, like the main guy, he isn't even really the biggest actor in that movie. His name is Ken Marshall, but this movie introduced Liam Neeson and Robbie Coltrane, who used to be Hagrid.
Coltrane?
Yeah, Robbie Coltrane, who's Hagrid on Harry Potter. They were both in Krull. So I have fond memories of Krull, and I tried to rewatch it a while back, and it's maybe like several years ago now, but the opening sequence was so boring. I couldn't even make it. I couldn't even make it through the opening sequence because the main guy he's just like climbing a mountain, just like bouncing around, climbing the mountain, and they're rolling the credits because that's what they used to do in the beginning.
Yep.
And it went on and on and on. I'm like, when's this movie getting started?
And there were usually mountains.
So I really hope that this is a good reboot of Krull, because I think the movie deserved it. It has a good story. So
Yeah, it's I mean, Krull, if I remember right.
yeah, Krull. Not like the donut.
C-N-A-N. So it was just
C-N-A-N.
Same fucking thing.
Okay.
Just without, okay.
Conan the Barbarian?
Okay, you can spell. Okay, good.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
spell.
Okay, that's just checking.
I was in a spelling bee. I was in a fucking spelling bee once.
Yeah, but you probably never got out of the fucking hive. Stuck in the honey.
Yeah, it isn't Conan. It's way different than Conan. It's real different.
An angry muscle guy that goes around killing people.
He's not
in the name of something.
No,
Probably
it's not like
bends a
that.
woman every now and then.
Conan didn't have that cool glaive thing. That's super cool. Well, whatever.
Oh, well, that's completely different.
Whatever. It's probably, you know what? It's probably not going to come out for 10 years because of the writers and actors strike. So
The writers are back at work.
yeah, well,
You know,
they got
you got your fucking late night TV back. Thank goodness
I know.
Nancy's happy.
I know. I'm happy. I've been watching a couple of late Seth Meyers and Colbert and John Oliver. I've been watching those guys.
Thank goodness.
All right. Well, let's segue into something that you're more comfortable with, like Star Trek Lower Decks.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the labia.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about that. Gross. Yeah, let's get on to Lower Decks here.
Let's talk about the lower Strex.
Yeah, this was a Ferengi episode. A lot of
Ferengi's heart places.
Yeah, it was I will say that I feel like this one had a bad title. I didn't really get the title. Parth turned out to be the Hug Cierge. He was the Hug Cierge.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were in a love hotel.
They were in a love hotel. I didn't really understand why.
It's the 42nd rule of acquisition. If Nancy hates it, it's probably good.
Yeah, probably. So we had let's start at the beginning with that episode. Ferengi ship gets blown up by the bad ship. I'm just going to call it the bad ship because we don't know what it is.
The bad ship lollipop.
Yeah, they had a Genesis device on there, and I thought it maybe
It's
end
the
of the
mini version.
the mini Genesis device.
Yep, it's like the iPhone of Genesis devices.
But I thought they would do something with that, and they didn't.
Well, because they got blown up. They didn't have time.
They got blown up, but you think it might have landed on some planet below them or something. I don't know.
It was blowed up.
It was blowed up, yep.
It got blowed up.
Yeah, and then we segue into finding out that Ferenginar is joining the Federation.
Can I just give an overview of this episode?
Sure.
Which basically covers this episode and the 5 preceding episodes. Don't get me wrong, I like this show. I laugh when I watch this show. This entire season has been funny stuff. Beckett has some growth, funny stuff.
Beckett,
Mariner.
Yeah.
The daughter. Mm-hmm. Every episode has been about something funny and then her having a little bit of personal growth.
Yeah, I just realized looking at, that we have the actors' names in front of us that she's got a first name. Well, I didn't know what it was. I just now today figured out her first name.
Well, but this is...
Well, they don't call her Beckett.
Well, and she has a different name than her mother. See, it's an absentee father is what the problem is.
Yeah, maybe that's the stem. That's the root of all her problems. It's daddy issues.
Well, who knows? I'll just say it seems like every episode is like, ooh, look, Mariner had a little growth.
Well, maybe Mariner needed to work on herself.
Well, obviously, even after this last episode.
Because she's got a
She's
friend.
fucked up.
She's got a friend in this episode. She's got a Ferengi friend that's that's helping her out and telling her, basically pointing out how messed up she is. So
You're absolutely right.
yeah, but it is this season has gotten super formulaic with that bad ship killing off. every alien race.
See, this is going to be exactly what I fucking said. I hope they don't do.
And they are doing it.
I know they are because episode 6. Mm-hmm. So we've had 6 episodes of just ships getting blowed up, and we still don't know anything.
No.
And they're going to save it for like the last episode.
Yeah, they're going to save it for the episode where it's the Cerritos that might be getting blown up, and then it's going to be a cliffhanger. That's what's going to happen.
Because because they haven't blown up
they haven't blown up any
Federation ships.
Any white American.
There's no.
They haven't blown up any of the white Americans yet. Woo, we found the rim shot. Great, I love it. No, I mean seriously, that's what's going to happen.
I mean, you make a valid point.
Yeah, I mean, so how many?
No white people were hurt in the filming of this episode.
How many alien ships have gotten blown up? They've blown up Orions. They've blown up Ferengi. They blew up Romulans.
Blew up Klingons.
Klingons, yeah, that's 4. And there's been 6 episodes. There was only 1 episode, which was last week, where they didn't blow up a ship. And we were like, "Oh, good! They've stopped that formulaic thing." And then, boom,
I was
right
hoping
back
we were
going to
get something out of it. But last episode was we just got the I was going to say the Benjis, the drunks, and they threw a pad at Captain Freeman and said, "Hey, look what we got a picture of." So it was they had the picture
Bajorans. The Bajorans did that
on their pad.
Right. So they did reference it. They did reference it in last episode.
But it was just, and then they referenced it. And then they referenced
Bajorans. Well, my God, you should have slapped me for saying that. It wasn't Bajorans. Was the Deanna Troy's people. Yeah. The Betazoids, yeah.
Yeah, they're B people. They're all the same.
Oh dear. Here's the deal. One thing, I love that this was a Easter eggy Deep Space Nine episode because I'm much more familiar with DS9 than the Voyager, but I could not remember Lita to save my life. We were talking about Rom and Lita are now in charge, the Grand Negus, and
because they got married,
and I could not remember Lita to save my life.
And how could you not forget? She was all boobs.
I don't care. I don't care about boobs. I don't.
You don't.
I mean, she was a Dabo girl, so she was a slave then. One of their slaves.
No, she wasn't a slave.
Aren't the Dabo girls? They're slaves. They're workers. They're casino workers.
No, she was Bajoran. None of them are slaves.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it was Chase Masterson. That's who it was.
I don't even know who that is.
The one who played her. But she had, and I'm trying to think of what else she had been. She had been in a lot of stuff.
I am recognizing her now. Yeah.
See, I don't think that was. I was trying to look this up for the episode. I don't think that was her that voiced it.
No, it didn't sound. Yeah. One of the things I absolutely loved, they made a reference, a couple funny references here. They said when we got to Ferenginar, and it was basically like a casino planet. They had signs. This one said Uncle Quark's Youth Casino. That was hysterical. And then there was another section where they referenced the Starfleet Experience Bar and Grill, which was an actual place in Las Vegas, and I went there. I took a special trip to Vegas.
Did they have velour uniforms that started on fire?
No, they didn't. But I was at one point in my timeline, I was in Vegas.
Did you say at one point in my timeline?
Yeah, at one point in my timeline, I was in Vegas, and I was with people, and no one would go with me to the Star Trek experience. So what I did, and it was a long way away. We were staying at the Palace Arms Hotel, and it was at the Hilton, and it was a long way away. And I was calculating the cost of a cab, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to afford getting over there, much less getting in the door and buying merch and all that stuff. I literally took a bus in Las Vegas. I took a bus to a mall that had a shuttle that ran to this hotel. But the shuttle did not drop us off right at the hotel. It dropped us off at a bus stop that was a mile away from the Las Vegas experience in the Hilton.
How long ago was this?
This is a while ago.
Okay.
This is a long time ago.
Right.
And I ended up walking. I had to walk, and it was so hot, and I barely made it in there. I was dying. But I got in that place, and I went on the whole tour, and I had a Klingon tour guide. It was pretty awesome. And then I had lunch at Quark's Bar and Grill. And so, like, this episode really brought back some stuff because there was a line that
It was Chase Masterson. I stand
okay,
corrected.
wow,
That was
good,
Chase
good.
Masterson.
That's awesome. There was a line that Mariner's friend, I think his name was Quimp, said. He said, "You can drink an alarming amount of glowing alien liquors." He said, "Glowing alien liqueurs."
Well, because the one she was chucking down was the time was literally glowing.
And guess what? In Quark's Bar and Grill, they served all these amazing, funky, glowing drinks, and I had the best time there. That place, I think it's really sad that place got shut down because Star Trek's more popular now than ever. It would still be a super hit.
I would say in some respects, yeah.
Yeah,
I think the place was kind of like an ode to what was the restaurant that like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis started.
Oh, the Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, it was Star Trek's version of the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, the costumes and the makeup they had on all of their tour guides, and it was really good. They had real bat lefts. They had there was bartenders that had like the Ferengi ears on. It was cool.
What about?
I just want to say can you tell me the 8th rule of acquisition?
No.
Yeah, you can.
And neither can you because you just looked it up.
No, I wrote it down. Small print leads to large
yeah.
risk. They weren't reading the small print.
And that's print.
Print.
Not anything else.
As in contracts. Yeah.
As in, not the reason you bought an overpriced Corvette.
I didn't buy an overpriced Corvette.
Never mind.
Did you?
No.
I thought we had a good story there.
Compensating.
Oh, for the love. Okay. I didn't know you needed to.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
I didn't know you needed to.
That's what I said. I didn't buy one.
Okay.
Oh, for the love of Pete. And
All
who the
right.
hell is this Pete?
All right.
And why is he overcompensating?
Okay.
Does he have a tiny penis?
So, what you're saying is enough about Lower Decks?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm saying I think Mama, we're all crazy now is probably what it is. I can't wait to try to find some actual decent sounding versions of that to slice into this so it doesn't sound like shit. It's going to happen.
Well, okay. So let's segue. We're going to segue into.
I don't have a segue.
We're going to segue into a little bit more of a common show, I think, that most people watch, American Horror Story.
Oh, I thought you said $100,000 pyramid.
No, the latest incarnation of American Horror Story is called Delicate.
Horror Story.
And I'm gonna have you start because you've watched the first 2 episodes. So I want you to tell me what you think. What do you think?
The Kardashians are all still sluts. Whorish, boorish sluts.
Okay, so Kim Kardashian is in this particular version.
I named my dog Dash way before they ever thought they would open up some little fucking store and call it Dash and sell overpriced.
They should have called it Gash.
Oh, right, exactly. Selling overpriced merch based on the fact solely that they're anybody because they had a track star dad who's now got a cash over.
Well, Caitlyn Jenner is a Republican.
Fucking stupid.
It's crazy. You know what's the craziest thing ever? To be a transgender Republican. The Republicans hate you. They hate you. So why would you? I just don't understand why she's a Republican. I don't.
America, I'm sorry for this. This was my fault.
It is. Okay. Let's get back to the show. What did you think? What did you think? So you're not a fan of Kim Kardashian? I thought she's doing pretty well, actually. I think she's doing okay.
She's not. I'm just still waiting for when she gets run over by a truck.
Well, it's quite possibly going to happen, but
It's going to be my favorite episode. I'm getting choked up thinking about how it's going to be my most favorite episode of TV ever. Here, I thought it was one of the new Battlestar Galacticas probably held that spot, but no, it'll be the episode where Kim Kardashian gets run over.
well, one thing I will say is that her makeup and costumes are flawless. She looks great. She's a beautiful woman.
You know, and people say money can't buy happiness. Nothing money can make anybody look good.
Yeah, well, she does. I think one of her sister has a makeup line.
You can barely, in any of the episodes or any of the scenes so far that she's filmed, you can barely see her 5 o'clock shadow.
She's got a 5 o'clock shadow?
She's Armenian. Or she does.
Okay, well, that's really rude. Whew, that was a rude one. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so
They're hairy, Nancy. They're very hairy people.
they got the money to take it off.
Except when 5 o'clock rolls around.
So, okay,
So
well.
other than the rest of the story,
And now we know the rest of the story.
page 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it's better than the one where they were like out in the middle of the woods at some house.
Roanoke?
Yep, that was stupid. It's better than the political one where the guy was jerking off in the shower.
Oh, that was such a gross scene, wasn't it? Oh, that was hard to watch.
Quite literally the only scene in the entire series that I enjoyed. Literally.
I didn't enjoy that scene.
Except it had what's his name creeping on him, and that was a little creepy because it was like at the gym or something. And he's just standing there going, "Can I watch you jerk off?" Actually, he didn't even ask; he just did.
Well,
And then it was better than I don't know. Those, I think no, not the circus one either. The circus was good.
so this one is not being directed by Ryan Murphy. It's got a female director. They're also not writing it themselves. It's based on a book. It's based on a book called Delicate Condition, and I can't remember the author now, but
Would that be why this season is called
Delicate? Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Oh, guess what? I was channel flipping the other day. You'll never guess what movie was when I went flipping.
Rosemary's Baby.
Fucking A right, man, it was.
Did you watch it?
I did not. I'm like, I already know how this fucker ends.
Well, it's probably on.
But I that was the weirdest goddamn thing. I'm flipping through the channels and Rosemary's freaking Baby is on there.
It's Halloween season, so it's going to be on everybody's 31
God,
days
was
of
funny.
Halloween. Yeah. Well, one thing I will say about this particular AHS is kind of turning out to be a bit of a mystery. It's got some really, if you're female, some of the things that they're doing to the main character really disturbing. Like, did you see, you've seen the second episode, so the sort of weird nurse that gives her the ultrasound, that was just an incredibly uncomfortable scene to watch. She's giving her a vaginal ultrasound and she's like ramming that wand up her cooch. You know what I'm talking about?
This is cooch.
That was deeply disturbing to me. I was like,
What was that deep ultrasound?
was a deep, and you know what? That's not the kind of ultrasound you get when you're checking for a fetal heartbeat or something. That was strange.
No, everybody knows you do that up the butt.
Yeah, ouch. No, they do it on the stomach. It's like a sonogram. But
A sonogram.
yay. So that was one comment I want to make. And then the other comment is it just seems, doesn't it seem like her husband is absent an awful lot? Like
Because he's
just
doing
not
all the
there.
planning and the plotting. That's why he's running this whole show.
Possibly. I think that's too obvious. I think they want us to think it's the husband.
Well, but he may be a puppet unbeknownst to himself. You know what I mean?
Correct,
It may be one of those things where he thinks
Yeah.
he's got things going, or he's working for somebody that he thinks he's going to get good accolades for. I mean, he's going to die.
You think he's going to die?
I think he's going to die
Okay.
because whoever he's working for or whoever he thinks he's got his shit wired tight with, somebody's either going to double cross him or his boss is going to take him out. He's going to die.
Because honestly, it doesn't even feel like he loves her. It doesn't. It just feels like he's like I've got to be with this person. Like I've been told to be with her.
Oh, he's gay.
Oh, you think he's gay?
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe the actor playing him is gay, and
No,
you're
I
just
think
getting a
his-
vibe.
No, I think his character is gay too because look, so he got to put one in the oven and didn't have to lay with her to do it.
He's not laying with her at all.
That was going to
Yeah.
be my next breath. Stop stealing all my shit that's written or not written on my notes. The next one was they have had no coitus. The only one we've even seen her in bed with is, shocking enough, a Kardashian. And that was in the last episode.
Yeah. So you haven't seen episode 3, and I won't ruin it for you, but one thing I'm getting tired of that I think they're overusing is this her time lapses, her timey-wimey things. Like, oh my God, 3 weeks have gone by. Yeah, 3 weeks have gone by.
You know, I thought about that at first. I was like, oh, they're really fucking with her. But then I got to thinking, well, they would really have to be able to control a lot of stuff. I mean, if she never... if she never left the house, they could do it, right?
Well,
but
yeah.
you know, she leaves. She's got a phone and all that kind of stuff. She's going to find out somebody would be lying to her if somebody was manipulating her into thinking. But they're obviously drugging her.
Well, they're drugging her in some way, shape, or form with food or drink or those progesterone suppositories. That was also an uncomfortable scene to watch when she was shoving that up her hoo-ha.
But you couldn't see anything. It looked like she was just sitting there taking a shit.
So it's just. I think it's uncomfortable because I'm a woman and I'm just like thinking, ew, I don't want to do it. Your fingers
never been up there. I mean, Jesus. I mean, it's just another Tuesday.
No, you know what? I don't know what to say. It just made me uncomfortable.
What made me uncomfortable is that they look just like anal suppositories.
They kind of do. I kind of wondered if she was going to shove them up.
They were shorter bullets than what you normally would see.
But I did read that this particular show is designed to make people uncomfortable about what women go through to get pregnant through IVF. So this makes a lot of sense. Now, I mean, I don't know anything. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. I don't know anything about getting shot up with embryos. I don't know anything about that. So
nothing, honey.
I don't know anything about progesterone suppositories, and quite frankly, do not want to.
Actually, that would have been something really good for National Kevin Day. Speaking as a suppository.
Yes. All right. So, unfortunately...
Oh, and hey, why did that one Ferengi knew they were going to get attacked?
We're going way back on that here.
That's because I forgot I had that note. That one Ferengi knew they were going to get attacked. What's up with that?
I don't know. You're jumping timelines here. Storylines.
Timey-wimey.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I'm snapping back.
Whew. Well, anyway, so the thing about AHS Delicate is,
we have a whole other story to talk about.
Let me do just one more statement. I think there's only 4 episodes. They're cutting the season in half, so we are not going to get all 8 episodes. We're only getting 4.
But you were thinking that had to do with production.
I don't know. It's just annoying to me. It's like I gotta wait till what now? March, February to watch this show. It's spooky season. This thing should be resolving at the end of October.
Okay, hold on to your panties. Because it's... Here's the release schedule. What is American... Okay, well, I don't... All right, keep talking. Fill up the airwaves.
Well, that's your job. Fill up the airwaves.
All right, episode 1, September 20th. And then the 27th, the 4th, the 11th, and 18th through episode 5.
Oh, through 5. Okay, that's positive.
Since the exact episode number hasn't been confirmed yet, and there are no details about part 2 available just yet, this is an incomplete list and will be updated as new information comes out.
Okay, well, hey, 5 is good. 5 is good. It's going to take us through spooky season. Nice. Okay. Wow. That's all I have to say about that show. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in episode 3, so I'm excited to hear your opinion on it.
And we're going to continue to talk about it, especially because... What we're going to do is we're going to finish out Ahsoka.
Yeah. Last episode of Ahsoka today.
And then we've got American Horror Story and Loki. It's just started again tonight, but we're not going to talk about Loki tonight. We're going to talk about it next week. We'll do 2 episodes.
Well, we are going to talk about how hot Tom Hiddleston is.
No, we're not going to. No, because he looked like a garbage engineer today.
Well, he just looked a little stressed. I mean, he's being ripped through time and pruned and having like meltdowns. And I mean, come on. How would you look?
I would look better than that.
Yeah. Well, you need to grow your hair out a little longer so you can whip it every time you jump into the timeline. Yeah, I mean,
he's going to break his goddamn neck one of these times because every time he steps through, he does a little hair whip.
Yeah.
It's like, what's her name? The Black Panther widow that always did her superhero landing every time she did something. Every time she landed. Yeah, not Black Widow. What the hell was her?
Oh, Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson.
Was it Black Widow? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. She always did this
the superhero landing they call it. You know, where the one arm is up and you're kind of looking like Spider-Man.
Right. That's how
She always did
That's
that.
how squirrels land when they drop down from trees.
Squirrels?
Yes. Yeah, squirrels.
There ain't no
They-
squirrel I've ever killed land
Well,
like that.
Come on. Don't get people thinking that we're redneck and we kill squirrels. We're not like that.
No, I stick the dogs on them.
Yeah, I love squirrels, so you better not. I better never find a
God.
dead squirrel. That turkey can die, but I don't want to find a dead
Fucking
squirrel in your life.
Tree rats is all they are.
I love them.
Tree
All
rats,
right. Well,
tree
let's.
rats.
I just want to say that I have really enjoyed Ahsoka. It's had some of the best fight scenes, really, literally some of the best fight scenes I've seen anywhere. I've just absolutely loved.
And I
these
don't think
fight
they're
scenes.
slow. I'm sorry, split ends. They're not that fucking slow.
They're no. Well, we.
And if they are, then everybody else is slow too.
They
I'm actually going
are-
to take a split screen of like her with some of her fight scenes, and then like, match them up with, their boy fucking Anakin and or Obi-Wan on some of their ones with their fight scenes, and see exactly how like fast everybody's like beating the saber around. Because I'm tired
So-
of hearing about her being slow.
Ahsoka is being methodical, and she's showing a style. Which, I mean, why wouldn't she use her fighting
And
style?
got two goddamn sabers
got
to worry about.
two.
She can
She's
go.
got two.
She can go twice as slow
Yeah.
and do the same amount of damage because she's wielding. She's got two blades in her blender.
Yeah. Well, I was super impressed in this episode when the witches made Elsbeth a witch, and then they gave her they gifted her with
know
the
what they made her?
blade. What'd they make her?
Sister.
They made her a sister. Yeah.
Like Darth. Remember that when he was probing Luke's mind to try to find out another launch drain?
Oh.
Sister. They were wise to hide her from me.
They
So I made her sister.
they gave her this cool sword called the Blade of Talzin, and it glowed green. And that was interesting.
As all good Borg technology does.
Sure. And she was good. She held off Ahsoka for quite a while.
Well, that was their rematch.
That was a good fight.
Might just want to be known that she lost both times.
But it was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
She had to kind of sacrifice herself. But let's go to the start. I mean,
She got fucked. Can we just say that? I mean,
who got fucked?
Elsbeth. Because they gave, you will be rewarded, and they made her a sister.
Yeah.
And the whole point of that was for her to be nothing more
Then a pawn.
a pawn. Yep.
But she
a
was...
pawn works. I was going to say cannon fodder.
She was...
She was there to do nothing but slow everybody else down and die, while her sisters and Thrawn got away.
Yeah, she
That's what I'm
seemed-
saying. She got fired, and none of it would be happening if it were not for her.
Right.
Getting the eye built and all that kind of stuff. Everything that was happening, and them getting back to their other galaxy was because of Elsbeth.
Well,
And they
hey,
fucking
don't
hung her out to dry.
don't work for villains then.
I know,
Don't
I'm
work
just
for
saying.
villains.
I'm
What are you
just saying.
talking about?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Crime is a hard life, and you just never win.
Well, I think her ultimate goal was to get that witchy poo power.
And I hope she enjoyed it for the 34 seconds that she had it.
I mean, I will say that the title of this episode, The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord, is super awesome. I love it. I love it. I'm assuming Thrawn is the Warlord.
Just trying to figure out who the hell that was.
I think
would
it's
be, but I
Thrawn.
think you're right.
It's got to be Thrawn. 'Cause that's not Balin. It's not Balin
No.
he's like standing on some I don't know. They look like gods or
yeah, the
something. God Mountain. He's standing
Those are
on God Mountain.
that's the Mortis gods. So that's the father, and that was the son that was next to him. I've seen him in the paintings. They've had those paintings before, and it was like the sister had been wiped away. Thank God, she probably talked too much. I'm imagining.
Lord, oh my.
So, but it had been was rubbled. Yeah, those are the Mortis gods. The father and the
Okay.
son.
Where's the Holy Ghost?
It's not Christianity.
All right, well, whatever. It's kind of getting close.
But there actually would be a daughter, and so now one of the thoughts is that Ahsoka will become the daughter,
oh,
and
I
that
see.
something might happen to Ezra, and he would become the son, and then somehow or another they will bring Anakin around. Where
Then
he will
he's going to be the Holy Force
father,
Ghost.
the father.
They do have a Holy Ghost. It's Anakin. It's Anakin because he shows up at the end of this episode as a Force
What a
Ghost.
motherfucker, you ghost! Anyway, so
So let's just say this. Ezra, so let's go back a little bit to the beginning. Ezra gets a new lightsaber, but from Hu Yang makes him a lightsaber.
No, he makes his own lightsaber.
Hu Yang's helping him.
Hu Yang is fucking arguing with him the whole time about his tip being too small.
Doesn't he give him
and he gives him an extra tip. He gives him the tip. He gives him his master's a spare, but just the tip.
Just the tip. What movie is that from?
It's from many movies, and I've said it a few times.
Sausage Party.
It's way
from Sausage Party.
Way before that.
Okay,
way
whatever.
Before that, I used that line in high school.
Okay, so let's just ask,
and it works.
Tonight we've had a really kind of very nasty theme tonight. Very.
You the one that brought up Sausage Party.
Well, you brought up tips.
And you made a translation.
Okay, well, I have a question here, and I'm going to ask you. Why does Sabine need so much instruction to be a Jedi? So, and here's my example. Ahsoka is like, Sabine, help him out. Like, he's trying to open the door with the Force, and she's just sitting there driving the car or whatever.
She was steering the pony dog.
Yeah, she was steering the gator dog. But she's like, Ahsoka's like, Sabine, help him out. And then later, Sabine, blasters. Like, why does Sabine is a Mandalorian? Why does she need so much damn instruction?
Well, okay, with the blaster thing, Sabine was like going all samurai and using her lightsaber, and I think what she said was the blasters are going to help us out more, and neither of those two have blasters.
That's true.
But they had lightsabers. So
yeah, she just seemed like that whole scene, and maybe you didn't see it the same way, but I felt like it was just not. I just felt like it was like Sabine is worthless.
I think you're projecting your crankiness about the pizza.
No,
onto Sabine.
Why do you have to bring up pizza? Pizza is like our kryptonite now. But thank you for the pizza, because I was really hungry.
That you ate that you didn't want.
I ate 2 squares, just enough to keep my tummy from rumbling during the podcast.
Oh, the pizza that you swore you were not going to eat.
Yeah, it was decent. I will say it was okay.
But, I mean, they say pizza is like sex. Even the worst of it is still good.
Yeah, I'd never heard that statement before.
Really?
No.
Yeah, pizza's like sex. Even the worst is still good. In other words, it's still pizza or it's still sex.
Do you have a time for a side story that just queued up in my brain?
I don't know. Should I do Mama's voice?
No. I was a couple friends of mine. Well, this is in the Wayback Machine, like in my college days. They're trying to set me up with this guy, and so we were not hitting it off at all, and he was just kind of ignoring me, but he did take my number, and one night, I don't know, it was like dead in the middle of the night, like 11 o'clock. I get this.
Did you get a booty call?
I got a booty call. I got a booty call. He drunk dialed me, and he's like, I was thinking maybe you could come over and we could have some grape Kool-Aid. And I said, what? Because I was like, it was dead in the middle of the night, and he was drunk. And he's like, I get really horny on grape Kool-Aid. And I said,
I can't have that much sugar this
late
at night.
And I said, listen, I don't think this is appropriate. I said, I think you're drunk. And he's like, well, I just thought.
Bitch, I just told you I was drunk.
He's like, I just thought you could come over and bring me a pizza. And at that, I'm like, no. And I hung up the phone. You know what? I never heard from that guy again. Like,
I can't imagine why.
It could have been my husband by now. Like, I could have debased myself enough to go over there,
ex-husband,
and drink some grape Kool-Aid and give him a pizza.
It's always nice to meet your future exes.
It's pretty sick. Anyway, the pizza triggered me tonight because of that.
Okay.
I'm going to segue back to something. What I thought was really good about this episode is finally we get some decent fighting stormtrooper types. They're the zombie night troopers. Remember when the Jedi wipe out all of the night troopers, but then the witches reanimated them, and they were actually fucking awesome.
And did you hear them actually kind of doing their whole zombie growl? They were growling too.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, they were. I mean, they still.
And they were even like the twitches, the little.
In the end, they were still kind of worthless, but
They were because you still didn't even have to cut their heads off to take them out. They were still like shooting them and they're falling over.
Yeah, but then they were getting back up. And,
I know, but that's bad magics.
I don't know. I thought that was the only time I can ever remember in Star Wars history that stormtroopers maybe got in one blow. They maybe like just.
Oh, you mean actually hit something?
Well, like yeah, they actually hit something. They were actually causing some trouble. Yeah. So yes. What? My goodness. So here we are. I got to tell you what I thought that we're going to get to something we agree on here, which, holy shit, right? We're going to agree on something. Whatsoever. We agreed on this right away. In real time, we agreed on this. So at the very, very end, Ezra lands his ship.
Oh, my God.
He lands a ship on, I don't know, Hera's ship. Where the hell were they? Where was he landing his ship on? They kept saying he made it home. Where were they?
It was on the trop ship.
Yeah, so
it was just one of their command ships, one of their troop ships. Yeah,
so Ezra lands his ship on the command ship, and
lands his Imperial shuttle
right
on the command ship.
Yes,
which had a couple other fighters or something along it until it breached and was inside the bay,
and nobody fucking cares.
And landed and down. Mm-hmm. And nobody cares.
Yep, nobody cares.
And continue.
Then he walks his ass down with his full stormtrooper gear and helmet on.
And then suddenly they decided it's time to pull out a pistol.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh my God, it's the stormtrooper! It's bad! It's the Empire."
Imagine that a stormtrooper inside an Imperial shuttle
that landed.
That we just let land.
They're just dumb. It harkens back to the very first episode of the season because
with the 70s captain.
Exactly what happened to them, and then it was just plain dumb. Like we're just gonna let these people board us? Come on.
And thus MAGA is born.
Yeah,
that's where they come from.
Yeah. Well,
and they could use it. They say, "Well, you guys are too fucking stupid to get anything done. I might as well go with the somebody who's just going to be an emperor."
I mean, so. They could have at least shot a couple of. They could have shot.
They should have at least shot at him once.
Shot at him a few times when he was like outside their ship, and then he could have like waved some sort of white flag or something. They could have done something more that would have been less stupid.
I mean, because here's the deal: if he was on this shuttle flying into where all the ships are, right, and he's not blown out of the sky, and he's got two other aircraft that are kind of like following him in. He must have said something over the radio to keep them from blowing him out of the sky.
Well, sure, yeah.
Something along the lines of, "Hello, my name is Ezra Bridger, and I'm not dead. I would like to land."
Yeah,
which would kind of, that would spoil the surprise, I guess. Mm-hmm. Whereas he would then land and probably have his helmet off.
Yeah, why is he wearing his helmet on the fighter?
And come down the ramp, and they go, "Oh my God, Ezra, it is you." It was just fucking. You're right. It's fucking stupid.
It was dumb. It was really dumb. And
I think the word I used was lazy writing, sloppy writing.
And I mean,
it was just.
The trouble is, we make fun of people that get mad at stuff like this, but here we are at this moment in time when we're
because I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just pointing. You can point something out as being goofy or dorky or stupid, but I'm not wound up about it.
I mean, the way I would have...
I'm too drunk.
The way I would have written it probably is that they were going to surprise Hera, so someone knew who he was. Someone knew he was coming in, but maybe not everybody. Maybe they had kept that information from her, and then it was just her that got surprised. That would have made sense.
I mean, you don't usually do that in the military.
Well, whatever. I don't...
I get what you're saying. Because the way they did it is just completely unbelievable how it would happen.
The fact that they allowed this ship to land, that's really where the dumbness started.
I'm with you, sister.
And we don't know, do we? We do not know necessarily what is going to happen. I don't think we even know if there's going to be an Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, that one. When you do the reading online, there seems to be back and forth about that, but we do know that there will be the Thrawn movie.
Yeah.
And that this is a lead into that.
Oh, so this is a lead into the Thrawn movie. So then there very well possibly might not be a Ahsoka season 2.
And very well might possibly be one, depending upon what happens,
Right. And so there's some discussion whether or not Ray Stevenson should be recast.
I mean, if you and I mentioned very briefly, my opinion that doesn't matter to anybody, especially, anybody at Disney, because I'm not a writer, is it depends upon how important the character is.
Right.
Is the character vital enough to where they need to have the character for other stuff in the future? If so, then you recast.
I don't think he is, because I think that could be his final scene on that mountain.
We don't know what the plans are.
Right,
You know
we
what I'm saying?
don't.
So depending upon what their plans are for that character, I guess is how I should have said it. If their plans, if the big arc for him is to be something important, well then you got to recast it. If it wasn't, if he was just going to kind of be a minor antagonist or something like that, well then you could probably just let the whole thing go and change your storyline. I suppose that's my thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think it's sad he's not going to be there.
Yeah, well, he was certainly a good character. I enjoyed him. I think they could also, whatever his storyline was, they could play it out with Shin. That makes sense. That makes sense. So.
Oh, you mean like maybe take his story and move it into hers or something, or blend them or
blend them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, sure is. And I'd like to see her get more screen time because she's awesome.
I hate her still.
Oh, well. So sad.
Well, I don't hate her. It's just, she's just kind of like, It's kind of like when you just roll your windows up and you find out there's one fucking fly running around inside your car.
And they'll never leave.
And you're like, God damn it, I got a fly in here. And you can't get it the fuck out of the car. To me, that's what Shin is. She's that fly that won't get out of your car.
Right.
That just annoys you just because she's there. Hasn't done anything. She's just there and bugging the hell out of you.
True, yeah. Well, and there we are. We're at the end of...
I look at things with a real deep perspective.
Okay.
I try to really peel those layers of that onion off and get down to what the writers are really thinking about when they're developing the characters.
Well, we know they weren't thinking on a couple of there was some. So this, I did enjoy the show. I loved all the fight scenes. Too. I loved the witches. I loved Balin and Shin. There were just some deeply dumb moments that were associated with the rebellion, which I think is unfortunate. I think, why are they making the rebellion look so stupid? Then, I mean, the Empire looked good to me. Actually, Thrawn made a hell of a lot of sense to me compared to what they did with the rebellion.
Of course, that's one of his charms too. But yeah, I would say, this is one of the better Star Wars TV shows.
Yeah,
of the ones that they really pumped out, I think.
I mean,
how about David Tennant? I realize they synthesized his voice and stuff like that, but you can still feel the attitude behind the voice. And I thought he actually did a really good job.
Right? No,
voicing hoo-yang.
Yeah, I mean, he blinks, but whatever. C-3PO doesn't blink.
Fucker's on crack, that's why. He
doesn't
never blink.
So really, I mean, C-3PO was kind of the guest star. He was a guest cameo.
Anakin cut his eyelids off. He can't blink.
Anakin. Ooh, ouch. Cutting your eyelids off.
Anakin built C-3PO, remember?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. And then the owl. They had the owl.
What was the owl all about? I didn't know that.
The owl is a character that followed Ahsoka through like Rebels, and even when she was in the World Between Worlds, that was kind of how she got guided in and out. Was this? There's the owl. It symbolizes Ahsoka.
I didn't see an owl when she was in the World Between Worlds. Was that there?
No. In Rebels, it was.
Okay, so it was just a Easter egg to Rebels there at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was like, why was there an owl all of a sudden? Yeah.
That was all the way through the animated stuff. There was an owl. And I can't remember off the top of my head exactly or even if they actually ever really nailed it down and specified what it was. But the owl was there, and it was just always like an Ahsoka pointer, if you will.
Well, yeah, that was pretty much the end.
Wait a minute, the box. Did you say you thought those were night troopers in the box? One of the other things I heard was that maybe those were actually full of witches.
What box?
All the boxes that they loaded onto the Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah, those boxes. I haven't.
They're either troopers or witches.
Well, let's hope they're witches because the witches are a lot scarier than the troopers.
Actually, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the witches. Claudia Black was awesome.
Yeah, it was good to see her. It was just overall, it was a good show.
It was.
Yeah, could have done without the hermit crab people.
Yeah, I'm tired of all these little indigenous people on these planets.
Well, they're always trying to make
Can we
them
just wipe them out and put a bunch of white people in there like everybody's supposed to be?
No. What they're trying to do is merch. I mean, that's like, they're gonna make some cute little animatronic noni and sell it Christmas time.
Nody.
And I mean, it's like the Ewoks. It's like the Porg. It's like what's another one? The Jar Jars.
Oh, and the Jar Jars.
The Jawas.
The Jar Jars.
Your favorite alien.
I know, I can never remember the name of them either, but squeezie.
No squeezie. No squeezie.
No squeezie.
Yeah, but they need those. I mean, they need those characters in Star Wars. They've always been there.
And that's because it's a kid's show.
Yeah, it's true. It is a kid's show, including...
No squeezie.
Yeah. Well, is that where we should end on no squeezie?
I think that's a perfect place to end as no squeezie. No squeezie. So
don't squeeze the sherbet.
So that wraps this up. We have no idea. Sometime we hear about 1932 is when they'll have the second season of Dragons will be out. Or 2032 rather.
Yeah. We'd probably be dead.
But we've got American Horror Story coming up next week. We're going to
start talking about Loki.
Start talking about Loki next week. We still got some episodes of Lower Decks to handle as well. So we definitely have stuff to talk about.
We had stuff to talk about.
We kind of have more bigger stuff to talk about next week.
I'll say this. I went to see the movie Dumb Money this week. My Tuesday night movie night. I went to see Dumb Money.
Haven't heard of it.
So I didn't know anything about it either. It's about the GameStop stock market.
When they were fucking with stuff a couple of years ago?
Yes. And it's funny because every time that came on the news, I was so bored. I was like, I don't know what this is about. And I just shut it off.
Yeah, they were screwing with the stock price.
And it went on for years. It just went on for a long time. Not years.
It was a couple months.
It went on for a long time on the news, though, is what I'm saying. Every time I would turn on the news, they'd be talking about GameStop.
Yeah, the whole thing happened over like the course of a couple months.
So the movie does a really good job of explaining it, and Paul Dano, who plays the Riddler in the newest Batman movie, he's a super good actor. He plays the character of Roaring Kitty, basically the Reddit user that is responsible for
getting everybody to do this.
And he's fantastic. Clancy Brown is in it we were just talking about Clancy Brown not that long ago.
We were.
He's in Ahsoka. Yeah. He's in the very first episode of Ahsoka. And I absolutely love him.
He must not be a very good actor.
He's the guy that was in Highlander that I told you about a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he has kind of reduced to playing, I'd say, blue-collar dads now, which is what he's playing in this movie.
Well, because he played that same character in the animated ones.
Pete Davidson is in it from SNL. Shailene Woodley from the Divergent series.
Weird, you're not even reading this. You're just pulling this out of your ass.
I went to the movie on Tuesday. I went to the movie on Tuesday.
A little weird.
That Offerman guy is in it. There's Seth Rogen is in it. There's a bunch of big name people. So I really recommend this movie, especially if you didn't understand what was going on with GameStop, or if you absolutely loved what was happening with GameStop. This movie, it's a nice recap.
I absolutely love fucking people screwing with the market.
Yeah. Well, so the other thing,
market manipulation.
The other thing about
for you.
Dumb Money is that, so on the one hand, they're talking about the stock stuff. On the other hand, they're sort of showing us a pictorial film depiction of what COVID was like, because it happened during COVID. And so there's all this background stuff about COVID that's kind of interesting. And I haven't seen that rolled out in a movie yet. So, I don't know. It was just a good experience. I highly recommend that movie. So
yeah, COVID was fake.
Okay, well, no.
Wah, wah.
Oh boy. So here we are. Do you have anything to add before we end?
I don't.
So we're just gonna say goodbye.
I thought we were ending it already on no squeezie.
No squeezie. Okay, that's where we're at. No squeezie. No squeezie.
No squeezie.
My name is Nancy. No squeezie.
No squeezie.
Thanks for listening, folks.
And we'll talk to you sometime.
Sometime.